Hello everyone. Today we are about to discuss a subtopic in advanced Java programming. The title is Layout Managers in Java. These are the contents here we are going to cover in our session. What is a layout manager and what are the different types of layout managers in Java. Here we are mainly concentrating on three set of layouts: flow layout, border layout and grid layout. Let us begin the session with the definition of layout managers in Java. So what is this layout managers? When you are about to create a GUI application, a graphical user interface application, a number of components will be added inside the window like text box, scroll bar, button, toolbar, title bar, etc. Now how to arrange all these components in a proper order? So this layout managers are going to help you to do that task. It helps you to arrange the components in a particular manner. In order to perform this, we have predefined packages available under the package AWT. AWT stands for Abstract Windowing Toolkit, which has predefined classes and methods to complete this task. So let us look into the first type of layout, the flow layout. Here, using the flow layout, the components are arranged in a line. Whatever the components you added up in the window will be properly arranged in a row. So this we call it as flow layout. And this class has three default constructors, predefined constructors inside the library. The first one is an empty constructor which does not accept any argument, whereas the second one accepts an integer value and the third one accepts 3 integer value. In what way it differs? These three differs is, the first one is allowing the components to be arranged in the center. So that is the content provided by the first set of constructor. In the second one, it accepts one argument that is of type integer value. Now what is the difference it makes is, you can change the alignment. By default it arranges in center. Now if you want to change the alignment to a left or right direction, it can be available by using the second set of constructor. And the third set, I can even provide the gaps between the components. The horizontal and vertical gaps can be increased or reduced by using the third set of constructor. By default, the gap is 5 units. If you want, you can change it by a user defined value by using the third set of constructor. The next one is, what are the default alignments available under flow layout? So these are the 4 alignment values. These 4 values are constant values, and the first one is left, right, center, and the fourth one is leading and trailing. Now the first 3 were self-explanatory, no need to give you any explanation, whereas the fourth one is leading, which allows you to place the component at the first, and the trailing is nothing but which follows the other components which is present inside the window. So these are the 5 set of constant values which allows you to arrange the components in flow layout. Now this is an example program. The first 2 lines are the packages which has been imported in Java. AWT and Swing packages use it for importing flow layout. And this is a user defined class. My flow layout is a user defined class. And we have created a frame. Frame is nothing but it is a container which helps you to hold the components of the window. So for that we need the help of the frame. A user defined constructor, the next statement is a user defined constructor, and here we are about to create 5 set of buttons by the names 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the buttons are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Totally 5 buttons were created using JButton class. Once the button is successfully created, we can add it to our frame window by using this statement. Okay, so which helps you to add your button to the frame window. All the 5 buttons were added. F dot add B1, similarly B2, B3, B4 and B5. Once the buttons were added to your frame window, we arrange them in a proper order by using a flow layout. So here we arrange the components in right hand direction. Here we arrange the components in right hand direction. By default it will arrange the components in center, but here we are rearranging in right hand direction. And after that we set the window size, the x-axis direction and y-axis 300, 300, and finally we make the frame window visible to the user by setting a property value, boolean value true. So when this program gets executed, you have a kind of output which looks at the right hand side. The 5 buttons were created and they were properly aligned in a line and a row in the right hand direction. So that is what the output of the program. I hope you understand the flow layout. Next, let us move on to the next type of layout, the border layout. Now what is the difference it makes here is, in the previous layout we arranged the components in a line in a particular row. But here we are going to make the components to be arranged in 5 different regions. So the 5 different regions are north, south, east, west and center. So these are the 5 set of regions we are going to arrange it in border layout. So now what are the constant values specified in order to arrange them are, these are the 5 set of constant values used: center, south direction, north direction, east and west. So the same set of program is going to be used with a little modification. So here we have the same packages, AWT and swing package. We have created a frame to hold our components and 5 buttons were created, but this time they were not labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is named as north, south, east, west and center. So this is the way how we named them. So this B1 button will be placed in north direction and B2 will be placed in south direction, and similarly the remaining buttons will be pasted. Once we have created the buttons using JButton class, we have to add it to our frame window by using this statement. So while adding it to the frame window, we are setting the border layout option by providing the constant value here in capital letters. So this button B1 will be placed in north direction and button B2 will be placed in south direction, and similarly other buttons takes their positions. And finally we set up the window size value as 300 in x-axis and y-axis direction, and the window is become visible by setting up the boolean value true. So when I execute this program, I'll be having an output which looks like at the right hand side. So button B1 is placed in the northern direction and button B2 is placed in the southern position, and button 3, that is in east and west and the center location. So 5 buttons were placed in 5 different regions of the window. So this is, we call it as border layout. This is a one kind of layout which is available in your Java. And the next one is grid layout. So how the components are going to be arranged in grid layout? Here we are going to arrange the components in the form of rows and columns. We are going to have rectangular grids and each cell in the row and column is going to hold one component, one single component will be placed over there. Now again here we have a 3 set of constructors available in the package, predefined constructors, one with an empty parameter where it allows you to place each component in a single column. Okay, the first constructor allows you to place each component in a single column, whereas in the second constructor it accepts 2 argument values. Here you are allowed to specify the number of rows and columns which is required for your arrangement. If you specify it as 2, 2, then your arrangement will be having 2 rows and 2 column values. And similarly on the third set of constructor we are accepting additionally another 2 parameters which provides the gap, the unit specification for horizontal gap and vertical gap values. So this is the 3 set of constructors under grid layout. This is an example program. Again the same set of packages were used, and this time I am creating a buttons and 9 buttons, totally 9 buttons were created and labeled them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Here we have another statement. The next statement is to add the buttons to our frame window. All the 9 buttons were added successfully to my frame F, and I am setting the grid layout using this statement. So here I am setting the grid layout and I am specifying the number of rows and column values. So here I should have 3 rows and 3 columns when I create my layout, and these 9 buttons should be placed in this 3 rows and 3 columns. And the remaining 2 statements were the same as we have seen in the previous slides. So now when we execute this program, we will be getting an output of the kind which is shown on the right hand side. So these are the 9 buttons which has been arranged in a grid layout with 3 rows and 3 columns. Totally we have 9 cells, and all the 9 buttons were neatly placed in this 9 cells. Each cell is holding a button. So this is what how your grid layout look like. So we have covered 3 layouts totally in our session today. So the first one is flow layout, which arrange the components in a line, whereas in the second one border layout, which arrange the components in different regions, whereas the third one is a grid layout, which arrange the components in rows and columns. And it is not limited to only these 3 types of layout. We have many more. We have card layout, we have box layout, we have spring layout, etc., etc. Okay. So the session is completed. Thank you all.